First, I want to thank all of you for participating in the 2019 Congressional Reception. My name is Taiisa Kelly, CEO of Monarch Housing Associates. I know for many of you who've been here before, by show of hands, how many of you have attended the Congressional Reception before? Very nice. Thank you for coming back again this year. I know many of you are used to seeing Richard Brown up here, but he, after over 10 years of organizing this event, he has earned a very, very well-deserved break. So you'll have me here today. So, first I want to just say that it's wonderful to see so many smiling faces. I know that this room, we had some last-minute changes with our room, with the seating, and we thank you all for kind of going with the flow of the event. We used to have a wonderful day in store for you, and I want to thank you for coming down to D.C. And to work with us and to unite with us to say that housing and a place to call home is a right for everyone. Each year that we host the Congressional Reception, we are once again reminded of the strength and the passion in New Jersey. That is just evidenced by the fact that all of you are here with us today. Your dedication to ensuring we have the resources necessary to provide each and every person in New Jersey the opportunity to have a safe and decent place to live is truly inspiring. An event like this takes a village to pull it all together, and I would like to thank all of those who helped to make this possible. First, I want to thank you for taking time out of your day to travel down to D.C. I know it's a long day, but it is well worth it if we can get to the end goal of making sure that we have enough resources for everyone to have access to safe, decent, affordable housing. I would like to thank all of our sponsors and donors. This year we had about 39 sponsors and donors that helped to make this event possible, to help cover the bus trips down and lunch. I would also like to thank all of those that participated in the Congressional Reception Steering Committee. Your input and support to coordinate and iron out the details of today has been invaluable. Last and finally, I would like to thank the staff of Monarch Housing Associates. And I would especially like to thank Kate Kelly, who oversees our public policy work, and our summer interns, Mish Kelly and Jillian Lapidus. Thank you, guys. So as I mentioned, today we are here to say with a unified voice and resounding voice that opportunity starts at home. We understand that a safe place to call home is the foundation for a healthy mind, body, and spirit. And that foundation creates healthy communities create healthy states, and healthy states create a healthy nation. We cannot proclaim as communities, as a state, or as a nation to embody the core values of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness without creating the opportunity for those very values. Today is about remembering what home means to each one of us and translating that into action and resources. Throughout the day, you will hear from speakers who will discuss what home means to them and how we can ensure our federal policies reflect those priorities. You will also hear from a number of speakers who will discuss in more detail the impact of our values on federal policies and how we can have the potential to create communities that reflect that idea that opportunity starts at home. Now, when we talk about opportunity starting at home, we cannot begin to address this concept without talking about access. And when I say access, I mean fair housing. And when I say fair housing, I mean each and every person, regardless of race, color, creed, gender, sexual orientation or identity, nation of origin, language spoken, ability, or income, have the right to have the housing and the home and to live in the community of their choice. It is really a sad state of affairs that in a state as diverse as New Jersey and in a country like the United States, in the year 2019, we're still talking about residential segregation and we're still talking about school segregation. We must do better, and we can do better. This can happen through enacting policies and legislation that strengthen our commitment to fair housing as a nation. Now more than ever, it is critical for us to step forward and bolster fair housing, the Fair Housing Act, and its enforcement. It's not time to take a step back and fall apart, but to rally behind the ideas embodied by the Fair Housing Act to ensure that every person has the ability to live in the community of their choosing. We can't continue to talk about access without talking about opportunities of creating affordable homes in communities everywhere. That is why without fair housing means nothing without the opportunity for housing. That's why it's critical for Congress to enact legislation that increases the number of homes that are affordable and increases or expands the housing choice voucher program so that people have the ability to live in communities wherever they choose. Finally, it is really important to not only think about access and availability, but also support. We need to make sure that we have funding that promotes the services and supports necessary to help people remain stable in housing. That is why it is critical that we have Congress increase funding for programs like the McKinney-Vento Homeless Assistance Grant Program and Medicaid, so that we can all ensure that all of our neighbors have the ability to remain stable in housing. I once again want to thank you all for coming today. Next, we will hear from Mike Kraprowski, Campaign Director of Opportunity Starts at Home.